Hey, Gearheads. Hey, Tar Heel State Hangers. It's Pickle here. Welcome back. Thank you for the hiatus. I just figure out to run my mouth a little bit, let people get showing up and hanging out. We'll get Mike on. Mike, how you doing?
How's everybody doing? I'm doing good.
Good, good. We just getting started. Looks like we got about 7 people watching or so. So we'll let everybody get situated and get comfy. Mike's got him a little sippy sip drink tonight. After this, what you drinking on tonight, Mike?
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea. Well, after this long and drawn out winter that's been very impactful, I will say that tonight's first drink, I opened up the signed bottle of the Roaming Man Tennessee Straight Rye Whiskey from Sugarlands that was signed by the head distiller Greg while we were down at HangCon sitting around the campfire consuming way too much. And I found out that the second half of the show is going to be out of my normal highball glass. And I kind of fell in love with a little bit of a mixed drink of sorts. It's mostly
Ah,
Sugarland's old fashioned lemonade, but you know, spent a whole weekend drinking a little bit of John's Trailheads moonshine. So what we do is we pour in a shot of Trailheads at 130, 140 proof, and then we use the Trailhead or use the Sugarlands as the added flavoring. So, uh, everybody's thanks, LT. Yeah, my new backdrop for the show for this season of Trailheads of hanging with Mike and Pickle is my new topo tarp.
sounds to me like you got into one of those jars a little bit too heavy.
Or early, kind of getting early. There's an early out there someplace. Um, but let's see who we got here tonight. Let's see. Jenny decided to be first in line. And then John popped in. Blair's here. Dan's here. LT's hanging out. The other pickle, Mr. Calaveras, welcome from the West Coast. Karen snuck in. So we've got the whole Trailheads family here, and I appreciate that. Yes, Jenny, it is always 5 o'clock somewhere. And for me, after the day I've had and the week I've had with work, it's 5 o'clock right now. So, without further ado, Mike, what you say we kick off season 2 of Hanging with Pickle and Mike?
Kick it.
Kick it. All right. So we, Mike and I, kind of took the winter off and had some adventures, had some misadventures, had some complications and some changes. Mike, you want to start off? How do December and Christmas go? And we'll lead up, and then I'll take over, and then I'll kick it back to you, and we'll just go back and forth.
Well, I can sum it all up real short. We're real easy. Since Thanksgiving in November, it has sucked. This past Saturday was the first time that I have gotten out and done anything, and done a paddling trip through the Three Sister Swamp on the Black River. I'm sure some of y'all's probably heard me talk about it before.
You like paddling in that swamp.
It's an adventure, and it's so mystical and just it's the trees in that swamp are the oldest cypress trees on all of the east coast of North and South America, and possibly in the world. And they are in the top five oldest trees of all species of trees in the entire world. So
So what you're saying is God made these trees first.
At least a long, long, long time before he made any other ones.
Tara, thanks for sliding in and making it. Glad to have you this evening. So, I've been true to my word to myself and to my wife. I think about every 2 weeks she's had enough of me and decides to kick me out the house. So after Thanksgiving, there was a backpacking trip with a couple good buddies out in Uaris. Um, I went light. Everybody else on the trip didn't go light, and yeah, I think they were trying to put rocks in my pack the entire way because I think a couple of the packs were north of 30, 40 pounds to head from Yates Place down to Big Island Creek Camp, which is about 3 miles, 2.5, 3 miles. And my pack was every bit of 12 pounds. So,
Well, I guess they were trying to have a lot of luxuries.
yes, the luxuries were out. And, one of the hiking guys was Phantom Grappler. And we all know Phantom Grappler carries at least 2 jars of peanut butter and a big old 75-ounce can of trail mix and a couple blocks of
Enjoying the
cheese.
coffee
And,
and the spoon to eat it with,
yeah, he's the
and a
perfect trail
watermelon in
partner
each
for you.
arm.
Yeah, he's the perfect trail partner for you, Mike, because you guys both like really slow, and he brings all the food, and you eat all the food. So you guys would get along famously on the trail. Scott, good to join us, man. Thanks for coming aboard. Let's see. January, right before Christmas, I was informed that my ethereal quilts were ready up at Trailheads, and if anybody remembers, that was right smack in the middle of the U.S. Postal Service not having an absolute clue where to ship anything in the U.S. So
Do you
I
mean
just,
there's been a period that they had a clue?
sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes, most times it doesn't. But at this point, I mean, things were going into the Greensboro Distribution Center here in North Carolina and getting lost for weeks, if not months at a time. So when John and Karen announced that my quilts were ready, I beelined it up to Ohio to get my quilts. And I now have a glorious, fluffy, very, very light set of 32 or 20-degree quilts that I personally have had down into 12, 13 degrees and been warm with wind. Um, yeah, no complaints. Also, I'm sure some of us saw the videos. It gave me a chance to help. Let's just put it this way: I got to help fill one of our buddies, Joe Rickliff's quilt. And here's a photo we can show.
Feel is an understatement.
Phil's an understatement, but here's a little photo that we can show. Let me go ahead and get my
Children
screen.
and weak on the stomach,
No,
turn your
no,
head
no.
down.
This one's okay. This one's all right. We will share that screen and bam. So what we have here is you could see that I am elbow deep inside of a Joe's quilt. And folks that haven't seen the videos, message me on the side or message Mike or John, and we'll uh we'll get with you a little bit less public and
No
posterity.
photos and videos of you on my phone.
We sent Mike the video, and Mike's reply was, "What the hell is wrong with you?" And of course, Mike's gone. We now got the tactical Sanchez in the house.
I don't know if you can see it or not to tell what it
Are
is.
you cold? Oh yeah, it's the the hammock forums buff. Mine, logically is right here. This is what Mike's sporting. Let's see, hammockforums.net buffs that Dutch has been handing out at the last couple hangs because he's probably got way too many in stock, and whoever has to do his inventory is just like, get them out of here.
I can tell you, they're not cheap. It's not a little cheap.
No, it's a buff branded buff.
I'm trying to
Yep,
think
and
of
poor Blair's been scarred. He was the one that had to record that video. So
the video of the down being put in the quilt.
yeah, me
That wasn't
stuff
as
at
bad as the
Joe's.
picture.
Huh?
That wasn't as bad as the picture.
Oh, that picture. No, we may post that picture. I don't know. John, I don't think I have that picture on the side. Do I have that picture? That would have been that
There, of
trip.
all the things you don't do that your dad asks you to do, how did you agree to do that?
He was handed phone and said, hit record and hold still. Was I able to use my Christmas present? Yes, Jenny. Just for you. In my Diva, the Blazing Saddles body lotion is not
He
far
has
from the.
body lotion now.
Yep. I had
Oh,
a viewer and a good friend send me a very nice smelling hand/body lotion.
When's
And
your pedicure and manicure appointment?
I don't get my I don't like people messing with my feet, so there's no pedicures going on. And manicures, I don't know. Maybe I should try it sometime. I do have a hair appointment tomorrow because it's getting a little long on the sides or on the top. I don't know. That's what the hat's on for. So it's a and Jenny, yeah, I like the way the Blazing Saddles all natural variety from Outlaw. If anybody can see it, body lotion. Kind of dig it. It is the sexiest lotion ever, according to the bottle. So, Jenny, thank you much for that. I appreciate it. Up. John just sent Pickles pics in Messenger, so we'll come over here.
LT, are you down near Rayford?
Yeah, he's the one that's out by you. All right, so our friend Joe happened to get a set of an ethereal quilt that let's just say I helped stuff and Phil, Phil and stuff and Phil, and then which was kind of cool because it was the first time I ever got to stuff a baffle of a quilt, so that was a nice up LT's in your town tonight. So that was pretty cool. It was the first time I actually got to stuff a baffle of a down quilt, so it was a nice experience to check off of my hammock journey. And then the shenanigans pursued, and so I go up. The Trailheads winter hang was canceled, and if anybody knows, I think my Jeep knows how to get from my house to the Trailheads compound without me even touching the wheel. It just does its own thing. So, needless to say, yeah, the winter hang was canceled because of COVID, raw COVID, but I showed up anyway, and I knew Joe had another set of quilts that was coming that week, this weekend, and he was late to the party again. So what happens? That's right. Yeah, go ahead and no folks to give fear of cold kayaking. You don't know what cold kayaking is. There ice on the water.
I know what was cold enough.
So yeah, speaking of cold kayaking and ways to keep warm, you've got a very nice bourbon from Sugarlands, and then there's the classic. Here we go, kids, avert your eyes because there's my picture in Joe's quilt.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's right. All right, enough of that. I'm
Yeah.
not sure many people want to see me partially unclothed and undressed. I will say, people, yes, while I hike in a skirt, also known as a kilt, I do normally keep my shirt on the entire trip, unless I'm changing. But yeah, let's see. Then there was
We can
HangCon.
only hope you had the skirt on underneath the quilt. Or at least Joe can only hope that you had your skirt on. I hope for Joe that you had your skirt on.
You tell me, does that look like anything's restrained?
I did not have to see that again.
Folks, I did that just to ruin Mike's night. Let's see. Oh, yep. Jenny shaking head. Let's see. John's again running his mouth. Let's see. We got 9 people in here. Hey, if you've not said hi, go ahead and drop a "Hey, how's it going" in the chat so we know that you're here. We love knowing when people show up. This is an interactive show, so please, by all means, go ahead and let's get our chat on. Oh, the gun loving
LT,
grandpa. What's going
LT, if you
on?
ever see a silver tow truck coming up in your rear view mirror, move. I
Get
got
the hell
places
out!
to go.
Get the hell out the way. Mike's hooking again. Let's see, and then HangCon happened. Um, Last minute, not announcing to anybody, but John road trip down to the house and hopped out of his car and hopped into the Jeep, and I didn't get a whole lot of good pics this year, but
Well, Jenny, at least you ain't pulling a pickle and cross dressing.
I don't cross dresses. I keep my dresses straight. Watching, chatting, cross stitching. So you're cross stitching and not doing that diamond stuff? Man, that diamond stuff, apparently it's getting addicting because every time I show up in Ohio, there's at least one diamond thing going on. I mean, Karen's always doing the diamond stuff, and then now Blair's doing the diamond stuff. I'm getting ready for John to start bedazzling the quilts with little diamond rhinestones.
I'm sure
So,
most anything could be arranged.
yeah, I'm sure it can as well. Uh, but that was mine and John's setup at HangCon.
Yeah, it was missing something.
Yeah, it was missing that little tactical squirrel. But oh, I'm sorry, we can't show that picture. What does that picture look like to you, Mike?
Sasquatch.
Nope, nope. Look close.
It looks like John forgot to tie the strap up.
Yes, sir. That is a picture of a certain set of hardware slipping on the straps, and John dry docked, and that's
Slow.
okay. It was slow. There was no damage. And the funny part was the only people that witnessed this dry dock were John, myself, Dutch, and Alex. And then the response from Dutch and Alex were, if you had some decent hardware, that might not happen.
That's funny, Blair.
What's
Now I wonder
Blair
what
got jokes?
I wonder what hardware I'll
No,
use.
that would add weight. Yeah, he's at least got the right mentality for the family. So let's see. We showed up. That's what the liquor table looked like. Oh, that's just me. John did some amazing mixed burgers. There was about 4 different animals, maybe 5 different animals on that flat top getting cooked. Uh, oh yeah. Richard from Cedar Ridge was making me an actual legitimate whiskey sour that included a frothed egg white, and I must admit that was about the best whiskey sour I've ever had in my life. Man, that was tasty. I got some new tarp lights. So anybody looking for new tarp lights? Let's see, we're going to call this is the... Oh, I just blanked. Just scroll through my Amazon orders. They weren't that expensive on Amazon.
Luma noodle.
Yes, thank you, Mike. Those are the Luma noodles. Now got more than just the 5 foot. They've also got a 5 foot as well as a 10 foot, and the 10 foot comes in at multiple colors with a remote, wireless, and you're looking at $36. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll drop a link in there if you are looking to up your hammock lighting game above something that's just basic Christmas lights. I highly recommend the Luma Noodles. They run off a USB powered battery pack, and you've got a remote, and the remote was, I was in direct line of sight, but I had a good 25, 30 feet. So it came out pretty good. There's my tarp. That was my photograph priority for the weekend. I wanted to get some pictures of the tarp because I had not seen it until we set it up at this site. And John and I have been working on that for weeks. Here is the dark olive poltergeist in the cloud fabric that you can actually see the dark olive shimmering through. It is a really pretty color once the light hits it. Up, and there was the alcohol reinforcements, thanks to Sugarland. So once we finished off the bourbon, they just happened to be showing up at about the same time Friday night or Saturday night. I don't know. The nights just kind of turned into a blur, and we consumed quite a bit. That is myself and Alex from Dutchware, and we are both seated in the orange cloud netless that Dutchware gave away, and that's 400 pounds of us in it. That was before the video where Dutch and Alex drop 1,000 pounds worth of fabric in it, and then Alex climbs on top, which is pretty stunning for a fabric that only weighs 0.71 ounces a yard. And yes, it is still weight rated to 225 pounds. I'd like to clear that up. While a fixed load on these hammocks will hold over 1,000 pounds on a fabric this light, it's not the fixed stationary load that you're worried about. It's the dynamic load and unloading of the fabric. When I speak to that, I'm speaking about getting into the fabric. When you go from a standing position to a seated in the fabric, at some point your body drops and you load that fabric quicker than your straight body weight. And it's the same reason why climbing carabiners and climbing rated carabiners are rated for tens of thousands of pounds for climbers that weigh 200 pounds. It's not that it's that much overkill, but you're not wanting it, you're not gauging that strength off of a fixed at the end of the rope. It's the drop and then that sudden stop at the end of that rope where you stretch that rope and it compresses. So that's why, 1,000 pound, a hammock that will support 1,000 pounds really only rated about 225. And I know Dutch is closer to 240 ish, and he's been sleeping in it since the fabric came in and they got his chameleon made, which would have been like 10 minutes after the fabric arrived. So I agree, Karen. Yay, physics. That, folks, is your physics lesson for the evening. Let's continue on to the shenanigans. That's what I brought home to the missus. She wanted the dark chocolate coffee and the butter pecan. Everybody knows Apollo and Ginger. That may not look like much, but that is a elk steak ribeye that, yes, is just about as big as that plate, and that was probably the best steak I've had in my life. All right, that's Sunday morning. That's just the bourbon that was drank between Thursday night and Sunday morning. That bottle of elk, and that may not even have been Sunday morning. That may have been Saturday. No, that was Saturday because we got the roaming man. So those would have been Sunday morning. I don't believe that a handle of Evan Williams made it through Sunday night because a few of us stayed. But big dog, happy dog. Monday, John and I stayed a little bit longer to do some offshore fishing with the Dutchware Gear and the Cedar Ridge crew. So that's Alex and I running the campulance, and the guy sitting in the back out to the docks to do some fishing. And had a good time. We weren't in this boat. We were in the one to the right of it. Time out on the water. Just, oh, look, I had to take a selfie. I'm pretty. Hey, I mean, come on, man. I'm pretty. I look good. The ocean, the Gulf looked good. It was a beautiful day. The weather was perfect. The swells weren't that bad. Showing off, we actually caught some fish. Little sea bass right there. That's what we caught most of. That is the Key West grout or grunt. Excuse me, the Key West grunt. And we caught a lot of those and turned out to be a very light, flaky, tasty fish. John, who, I must say, John Rammel, owner of Trailheads. And if y'all have ever met John, you know that John is just a good, down to earth farm boy, Midwestern farm boy. I've got cousins and brothers and friends and family from that area of Ohio that, yeah. John has a beautiful property, has a little fish pond on the property. And honestly, Mike, I think John is the only person that can drive 6.5 hours from Ohio to North Carolina and then ride with me another 8.5 hours down to Florida and then ride an additional hour to the Gulf Coast. So we're looking at what? 16 hours of road. To then ride 7 miles offshore. It was about a 45-minute boat ride offshore. So we're 9 miles somewhere offshore in the Gulf. Lines go out. The first fish pulled up of the day. John pulls up a 18-inch long freshwater channel catfish that I'm sure he's got about 6 of them in that little fish pond back in Ohio. So he also caught a couple blowfish, which was kind of cool. Not real tasty, but kind of cool to see. And that was the big fish of the day. That was my grouper. Unfortunately, they were out of season, so he got tossed back. I am so pretty.
You're so full of it.
Yeah, that too, but I'm so pretty. Look, I'm just still so pretty. Got some shots. There's some video, not a whole lot of video, but got some video. A great picture of John just sitting there like nothing's going on, and had a good picture of Alex and Dutch, but with the bumping and the boat and everything. Sorry, Dutch, I got a whole lot of my hand. Yeah, whole lot of hand. There's Randall and Richard, and then the boat captain. Yeah, that was a great picture. I had everybody looking and got my hand. So, for those of you that think Dutch doesn't do anything, here we are back at camp that night. And I think we brought back at least 2 fish a guy. There was at least 15, 16 fish brought back. They weren't huge. There were no monsters, but we were on the fish all day. And Dutch cleaned every one of those fish. So I want to give him a special thanks for cleaning and gutting each one of those fish that we brought back. Let's see. LT wants to know when the next hang upcoming is, Mike.
Hopefully, we'll have one in May. Unfortunately, just due to COVID, watching what was going on with the state parks, and then starting this new job I just started, trying to get my work schedule figured out, which changes almost by the day because we keep losing co-workers.
Work schedule. What you doing now?
Back towing,
Okay.
back being a hooker.
Back to being a hooker. Back on that street corner, huh?
Well, you got to catch me fast on the corner.
Got to catch you fast on the corner.
Yeah, I ain't nowhere long.
So, you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, I like to work. What I'm doing now is AAA calls. Is before I was doing illegal parkings and repos. This is not as exciting on that aspect because doing illegals and repos, you're really truly stealing somebody's car. So, and they're trying to keep you from stealing it.
Yeah.
Now, with what I'm doing, for the most part, the people are happy to seeing you coming because they're in a bind and they need your help. Or on the other hand, they're pissed off because it took you 5 minutes too long to get there because of damn traffic and stoplight.
Yeah.
Because other idiot drivers that can't drive got in front of you.
Yep. That'll do it.
But when you like to drive and you like to drive fast,
In a big truck.
yeah, never try to outrun the tow truck. I don't understand why people try that.
Yeah, well,
We're already high strung. We're already stressed. We're already in a hurry, and we got a whole lot of money to go. And if we can't outrun you, we'll outdrive you
Yep.
or lift you up to where you can't go no damn where, but where we take you to.
Yep. Let's see how many pets we have at HangCon LT. I don't know. Uh,
That depends on what you call pets.
it depends on what you call pets. We had Apollo around the campsite most of the weekend. There were a few other dogs here and there, but for the most part, it wasn't a lot. I mean, the biggest problem we had was on Friday, and we set up pretty much in the middle. It was John and I. It was the Cedar Ridge boys. It was Justin and Shay, and Derek Greenfield came up from Texas, and so we're pretty much center as you come in. And sure enough, in a spot we couldn't hang hammocks, because I promise you, if we could have hung the hammocks, they would have been hung. We had 3 RVs and about 6 families move in next to us, and they circled those RVs or those campers up into a little trailer triangle. And don't get me wrong, they gave us some entertainment for the weekend, but I just, for the most part, had my fill of RV campers. Now, I promise you, Friday night, John and I were still up around the campfire every bit of 1:30, 2 o'clock. And Saturday night, I know that John and I returned the Sugarlands cooler empty to Greg and his wife every bit of 3:30 in the morning. And that they were having we're the group was playing a drinking game, and that drinking game went until every bit of 2 o'clock. And it started, I don't know, John, what you say, about 10:30 they started playing left, right, center. And it got loud. It got rowdy. It got extra loud. It got extra rowdy. And I don't think anybody was drinking beer the entire weekend. Kevin Swilly had some craft beer that he picked up while he was down there, but every bit of it was whiskey, Sugarlands, and the weekend ended up with Shay's 3-finger penalty shots. But yeah, John says that chopping wood was a bit priceless. Yep. When you get he looked like a redneck, but the way he chopped wood, he ain't ever been in the woods in his life. So, Mike, what would you call that
A
a
yuppie?
no, no.
Oh, hold on. I know the word.
It wouldn't be yuppie because he wasn't that classy. It was, I mean, he looked like stereotypical redneck, like he just got out of his pickup truck that's 4 different colors of primer and paint. But the way the man or boy chopped wood, he ain't never been in the woods in his life. He ain't never held an axe or a hammer. He was swinging a maul into a half of a log, just enough to get it to stay in the log. And then he was using a maul. No, I'm sorry. The maul went into the wood, and then he was using a sledgehammer to split the log with the maul. He was using the maul as just a wedge. But he wasn't taking full sledgehammer swings. He was just going up the maybe about 45 degrees and then drop. So yeah, that had me and John rolling for a good 30, 45
I
minutes
bet.
watching him trying to split a little bit of wood.
I might have done it like I did the old man down there at Jones Lake and just went over there and took him some firewood.
Yeah, I asked John if he'd just go over there and show the man how to chop wood, and he's like, no, because I don't want to embarrass him in front of his kids. And yeah, made sense. And John, yeah, the only beer was used in Boilermakers. That's true. And the idea of a Boilermaker that included a peanut butter whiskey just, ugh. That was not something I wanted to partake in. So after that, we got back from HangCon. It was a heck of a trip. And then we I went up to Trailheads for the final trip back in January for their hang that was officially and completely and totally canceled. But
But you
Mike, you
showed
saw
up
it,
anyways.
but I showed up anyways. Yeah. Karen, I walked in the door and Karen looks at me like, "Are you going to leave? Are you ever going to leave?" And I said, "No, probably not."
Hey, see, Karen, at least I only come up for like a week one time a year.
Yeah, but you stayed the entire week. I mean, I was there for a long weekend and gone.
Yeah, but you was just there like 3 weeks before
No,
for a long
no.
weekend.
He was just here 10 days earlier. So, and then, John's been bragging about this stump that he had in his monstrous massive fire pit. So, gotta John, I can't let it get away. So, here we go. Here's John's fire pit in all of its glory. Okay. There's a little bit of campfire going on. And there's John running. Oh, he did not stick the landing. Did not burn, but yeah, just so you can catch it again now that you know what you're looking for. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps across at John's 6 foot, 6'2" height. And yeah, this one's going to live in infamy. If you had nailed that landing, we could have had this thing on a loop forever. But that jump was a little bit longer than what we expected. Blair's right. The main stump only burned for about 6 hours, and then
I thought he was talking about his dad's feet started burning like 6 hours later. Sobered the hell up.
yep, and then uh John told his dad, he goes, "I'm gonna need another stump. That one didn't burn long enough." So John's dad came back with like 7 logs, and I'm just gonna call them logs because they were in the campfire. They were trees, every bit of 3.5, 4 foot in diameter, and then at 15 foot long. And that campfire, the next morning, all we did was just kind of slide a couple logs together, and it was right back up.
Karen, you mean you still asking that? You ain't just got to the point where you just shake your head?
Oh yeah, I can't run the audio from my videos through this, or at least I've not figured out how. But yeah, you can hear Karen in the background. What are you doing? As John's running across the campfire. Let's see. Yep. Fire was still hot 4 days later. Yeah, that was that was the hottest fire I think I've ever accomplished. And we weren't set up anywhere close to that campfire hammock wise. I think I've got a picture from the campfire. There we go. So there's the campfire, and Mike, you could tell we're a good ways back. We're nowhere close. Not only was I getting ash on my brand new tarp from the campfire, and the wind was blowing in the opposite direction, but when I unfurled the tarp today for the backdrop, it still smells like campfire smoke.
That's called campfire cologne.
That's called campfire cologne. Yeah. Blair, it was still smoking 4 days later. Yeah, I mean, That was just this right here that you're seeing, folks. This was just the start of the fire. This wasn't even when it really got big. Let's see. That was when we were building it up because there's part of the stump. That lasted about 6 hours. We were already building to it. There's the end, and I don't know if I can get any closer. We'll try, but at the end of the campfire, looking back up, and it's not exaggerated. That log was that large, and they're just massive, huge logs put into this campfire. Let's see. Yeah, that is pretty much, other than the update of my gear room. That's pretty much how my year's gone. Mike, you got something? I
Yeah,
believe you said
actually,
you had an unveiling or something.
yeah, actually, I do. I want to say it was like in November, December. We had a lady join us on Tar Heel named Carrie. Oh Lord, I need to look at her name. I want to say Fifield. I believe is how you pronounce it. She's with Right on Trek.
Yeah, I remember them. It's one of the new up and coming food companies, right?
Yes, sir. I ran across her on another smaller hammock page or backpacking page or something. She's trying to get a hold of the admin, and I happen to know the admin of that group. Um, so I got in. I put her in contact with the admin, and then me and her got to talking, chit chatting, whatever, blah blah blah. And she sent me a sample of their food. This is 1 day's worth of food. You can go on their website and you can build your meals uh, for yourself or however many members of your party. I didn't check out the how many members, but you can build from 1 day worth of meals to 14 days worth of meals, and
Mm-hmm.
it shows you the amount of calories per meal or per
Okay.
item. Um, Unfortunately, I don't have a computer where I can pull the website up and show you at the same time that I'm talking.
I think we can make that happen. I got the technology.
Keep scrolling down where it says "Build Your Meal" or something like that.
Let's see. How many days of food do you need? Let's start my plan right quick.
The next choice would ask you how many people. You're on a computer, so it looks a lot different than it does when I'm on the phone.
Yep.
All right, scroll down a little bit.
That's it. Let's see.
Well, you got to choose your options first. You might have to make
Yep.
a profile. Here, let me zoom in where I can see what you're looking at
Well,
a
that's
little
a
bit better.
trail section. So we got some trail working going on.
Yeah, they have a thing
Looks
where you can like plan your events. You can find trails
that's pretty
in different
slick.
destinations. You can choose, like how many miles you want to do, 1 day, 2 days, whatever.
Mhm. Let's start a plan. How many days we're gonna need food for? Let's go 3 for myself. Personalize my food and vegetables. Let's see. Moderately spicy foods. Yep. Do you prefer vegetarian? Nope. May we include dairy? No, because I am lactose intolerant. Would you like hot beverage with your breakfast? Yes, I would like coffee. Would you like hot beverage with your dinner? Nope. Favorite condiments? Let's go hot sauce and sugar and salt and pepper. Let's see my plan, see what it gives me. Let's see, it looks like breakfast on day 1 and 2. We've got a cranberry and walnut oatmeal and a
All
peanut butter cup oatmeal.
right, slow down for a second.
Uh-huh.
You see the little symbol right beside the calories. All right, yeah,
Swap
click on
product.
that. Yeah, say you don't like that peanut butter, you can actually go in
Uh,
and now you can
swap once and throw in some banana bread. That's pretty slick.
click back on that.
Do what?
Click back on that little icon. Try it. Go down to the coffee and try it on the coffee.
Okay. Oh, we got some stash. Looks like
You see how it's
green
got it broke
tea,
down.
herbal tea,
Look right above
and a
that though. It's got it broke down into categories. You can choose between your tea or your hot cider.
hot cider. Okay.
On your other items like your food, it has it broke down into different categories like that for that item. And
Okay.
also, if you look, uh, whenever you choose a different item, it shows you if it adds the calories or takes calories away.
Yeah, I see the apple cider would be plus 78 calories and 78 cents. Let's see. Lunch is albacore tuna, beef jerky, some garlic sticks, and a cookie, and some raisins. Oh, those are getting swapped out. Raisins is just
See, like
poor,
right there,
poor,
you got
poor grapes
nuts
that didn't
and
make it to become
cinnamon.
wine.
Oh,
So
you
we'll
got the
swap.
bone. You got quite a few different options to choose from, different categories to choose from on those.
Let's see. Spicy peanut noodle soup and a hearty vegan shepherd's pie. Well, you lost me at vegan. Let's see. Guess we'll go with gato gato noodles. Noodles, rice. General So's mountain rice. Chicken coconut curry rice. Spicy ramen noodles. Peanut noodle soup. So you got some pretty good selections. They sound tasty. Have you had any yet, Mike? Or are you just now literally opening up the box?
I'm literally cutting the box open now.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I just literally
Okay.
done put it together. I got one day's worth of meals. I want to say mine was around 2,500 calories. If
Okay.
you'll notice, it's pretty much a dollar per. It's like 10 cent a calorie or
Okay.
1 cent a calorie, a dollar, 100 calories, something like that.
Okay.
I have to look back at it to get my math right.
You got some decent snacks in there. Some kind bars and some Sour Patch Kids. Some peanut butter. It looks like a penny a calorie because day one's
Yeah,
2,539
yeah, you got
calories and you got $25.39.
oh,
So let me.
that's pretty cool. All right, so first thing I noticed was somebody actually took the time. Now you know this is a pre-made letter, but they actually took the time to write my name on there.
Oh, sweet.
So they had, they're taking the time looking at the orders that they're putting together. They're not just slamming something in a box. At least not with having that letter in
Very
there.
cool. What you got, Mike?
I'm just reading the letter here. I'll read it to you. It says, Mike, thank you
Read it
so
out
much.
loud, man.
It says, Mike, thank you so much for taking Right on Trek Adventure Meals with you on your trip. We want you to have all the nutrients you need in our delicious Cook on the Trail meals. I'm a backpacker too, organized everything for you, so it's all ready to go. All you have to do is find a place for it in your backpack. I got a better place for it in my belly.
In your belly.
If you have any questions or feedback or just want to let us know which meal was your favorite, please email us, blah, blah, blah. Safe trips and enjoy your trip. Sincerely, Cindy Sue. Enjoy.
Very sweet.
And then, let's see what else this is. Oh, it breaks down exactly. Got like a packing list that breaks down exactly
Okay.
what you got for your meals and everything. Got this big bag. It's got some stuff in it. Let's see what we got here. Some dark chocolate, the sea salt candy bar.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Got a little recipe book.
Always helpful.
Some stickers. Who don't like stickers? Decals.
We all like stickers.
Then in this little bag, you got all your condiments, some hot sauce. Looks like some pepper. Probably some salt in there too.
Sweet.
Sugar, some sweet and low, some creamer.
And guys, again, as Mike's opening this up, this is the rightontrek.com meals. Right below me, I've got their link, and here in a minute, after you guys get a chance to make sure you get that added or run a surf on your website or whatnot, we're going to get you a discount code and give you a chance to give them a shot. Right now, I mean, pricing from what I'm seeing, it makes sense. You're looking at $25 a day, but that's 3 meals. So it's right in line with the Packet Gourmets and the Backcountry Pantry and the Wild Zora meals and the Mountain Houses and, on down the line of the pre-made meals. And you're looking 25, 24, $25 a day. So yeah, it's $50, but
Meals right there in my hand. Plus that little
that's
candy bar.
so is that the whole day?
Yeah, that's the whole day. We're gonna
So it's prepackaged to the point all I have to do is pull that out, drop that in my food bag, and hit the trail.
I don't even remember what all I ordered without looking. We're going to open up the bag. We got a
That's
Snickers
fine.
bar.
Okay? Because Mike doesn't care about anything but the snacks. Mike is that through hiker that when you see him in town, he's going straight, like he's beelining it straight to the Dollar General. He's going to clean out their cookie and candy bar aisle, like in line. He's going to show up with a bunch of empty wrappers at the cash register and about $80 worth of sugar. And then
Yeah.
the moment he's going to get out in the parking lot, he's going to eat another $10 worth of candy bars and whatnot. Everything's going to be in his backpack. And 2 days later, he's going to be scrounging food off everybody around him because he's already eaten 30,000 calories of sugar and candy and gummy bears and just garbage.
Whatever. Got some Oreo cookies.
Okay.
Some sharp white cheddar cheese. They did a good job of packaging this in there too. I mean, it's
Is it all in there?
Got my coffee.
Okay. Some Nescafe. I've been on plenty of road trips with Mike, and I'm not lying. We stop at a gas station to fill up or rest stop break or whatnot. Mike comes out of that place like a 10-year-old kid just robbed the store. He's got both fistfuls of, there's beef jerky, there's sugar, there's candy bars. What you got there?
Some scrambled eggs. Look, with the scrambled eggs comes a little oil pack and some hot sauce.
Hey, little single packs of hot sauce go a long way.
Beef jerky. See, this is a 1.5 ounce bag of beef jerky.
Okay. That's lunch, and that's about all you need.
Pack of crackers. Not all you might need.
That's 100 calories.
It's something I can about live off of.
Mac and cheese.
And look, it's got a thing of salt and pepper in there with it.
All right. Okay.
At least At least I'm thinking that's salt and pepper is what it looks like.
You have to report back and see if they're tasty. That I mean that's the bottom line. If it's not good, then why carry it? But if it's tasty, I mean that's hard
It's
to
got
beat.
it's got at least about a year shelf life because it back in December when I got it.
Okay.
Kind of it's good. It says best by December 15th, 2021.
Okay.
Uh, and then got some tropical fruit nuts.
Well, some planters. There we go. All right. So while he's finishing up through that, let me get this discount out, and I'll probably. I don't know if Mike wants to or not, but I'm sure we'll probably post this on TSH tomorrow. So if you use the code WELCOME2MEALS, you'll get 50% off the order. So I like the fact that it's all prepackaged like that.
That's pretty nifty.
That's hard to beat when it's just one chunk, and all I got to do is take that chunk out of my my food storage area and just drop it into the pack. Know that I've got a day's worth of food.
Karen, what he's leaving out is if there's steak, chicken, any kind of meat like that available, I'm gonna eat that too. It's not just the candy; it's whatever. When we did our
no. Mike's like a he's I realize we call him the tactical squirrel, but you get him on the trail and he's more like a trash panda because he will get into everybody's food. He will eat everybody's food, and he'll look goofy as he's trying to slink away with your food that is rehydrating in front of you.
And you know what? I can't save it all. We got to try something.
Uh-oh. What you tried? See, I told you. Just talking about food, he's already hungry.
I ate a half a black box of macaroni and cheese before we started the show.
I can't lie.
We're gonna try this organic sea salt dark chocolate candy bar.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's a little bougie for you.
That's a good size candy bar.
Well, Theo, yeah, that's a little bougie for you, Mike. I don't know if you're gonna like that. Organic sea salt and dark chocolate. I mean, ain't no Hershey's bar right there. How is it? Now, y'all know Mike ain't got no filter, so if it's going to suck, he's going to tell you it's going to suck. And he's still chewing it. He ain't spit it out yet, so it can't be too bad.
It's actually not bad. It's not as... It doesn't have quite as bite as I thought it would, being that it was a dark chocolate. It takes a second for the flavor to kick in, and you can definitely put sea salt in it.
Yeah.
I tear it up on the trail.
Okay.
And I'm not a fan of dark chocolate.
All right. Hey, John, I got shenanigans for next time we take Mike out on the trail. What will Mike eat on the trail? I mean, I've eaten some strange things on the trail. I was on that hike with Phantom Grappler and Shug, and we all put cheddar cheese in our coffee in the morning. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't hate it. So, all right, we are at the 8 o'clock hour, and I haven't asked anybody anything. So, but yeah, if you're enjoying this so far and you're sticking around, God bless you, and I appreciate it. But go ahead, hit that like button. Go ahead and do all that YouTube stuff. Ring the bells. Hit the subscribe. I'm just out here for my people. If you're on the show and sitting in and hanging out in YouTube land, please, by all means, chime in, ring in, say something. We enjoy the commentary. We enjoy the back and forth, and I'm not here for me. I am very pretty. I am very happy to be able to run my mouth for 2 hours. But I'll be honest, folks, I could just talk to my wife for 2 hours and she won't listen to me either. So if you're out there, this is for you. Let's make it the most and let's have some fun. Let's see. Coming up next hour. What's 2021 going to hold for us? What's the plan? Mike, you got any big trips in 2021? Looking for
Honestly,
any new gear?
actually,
Got
I
any
do have
changes in 2021?
I do have something big planned in 2021, and it is a big change. Uh, sorry, I was catching up on the comments right there.
Well,
It,
Scott, if you pass me at South Mountains or Stone Mountain, wave as you go by. More South Mountains. You'll probably split off in Winston before you head up Stone Mountain.
in September, I'm gonna be getting married.
Aw, Mike's hitching up. She ain't pregnant, is she?
No,
Ain't no shotguns going on, is there?
depends on how much she makes between now and then.
Okay, did John and I need to bring some shotguns to the wedding?
No, I'm joking.
Does Amanda need to bring some shotguns to the wedding?
Nah, nobody needs to bring shotguns to the wedding.
Okay, all right. We'll tell Crystal that we are very happy and thankful that you guys are tying the knot, and we look forward to seeing her more out at the hangs and at the group events and
Well,
involved in the
I don't
community.
know if that'll happen. If it's small trips, maybe. But Thanksgiving pretty much done her in.
Did that do her in?
She
Well, she
has
was hurting most of that weekend too, so.
yeah, well, she has social anxiety also, so that was a bit too much for her. That size of a event,
Gotcha.
especially with
Well,
camping not being necessarily her thing. She is a
yeah.
trooper though, and will go with me some when I go camping.
Okay. Well, as long as she doesn't keep you from getting out in the woods, because y'all ain't gonna stay married long if she tries to keep you out the woods. And you could
She
tell
said,
her,
"Come get me right now."
and you could tell her I said that.
She can hear you for the most part. She said, "Come
Okay,
get me
good.
right now."
Okay, good. Good. So you want me to come get them? All right. I see how it is. We make that happen. It's supposed to rain all dang weekend. I think Amanda probably kicked me out the house anyway. So let's see. Hey, what's up, Ghost? Glad to see you, brother. Let's see. Karen throwing up some congratulations. Catch up on the chat right quick. Let's see. Scott's looking for the rain to stop, heading to South Mountain, Stone Mountains, or Raven Rock. Hey, man, if it ain't raining, we ain't hanging.
Yeah, but man, I've put my dues in on that. I'm good.
Let's see. Jenny's got a new owner to the company that she's going to have to please and kiss up to and make happy. LT took my advice and flipped the ridge line to the outside of the tarp. Look, I mean, it'll work under the tarp. It'll work outside the tarp, as I'm sure I told you on that trip. We need to hang again, brother. That was a lot of fun. Outside of the trip, you're less likely to get rain to run down that tarp line into and under the tarp. So If I'm running a continuous ridge line, that's where I'm running it, just because you're just less likely to get it to run under the rain or run underneath.
I've pretty much always been one to run a split ridge line. I got a continuous ridge line on some trailheads. Something I figured out with that continuous ridge line, you need further distance between your trees to be able to hang your tarp tight than you do with a split ridge line.
Well, John just said I'll have Karen pack the Smith and Wesson. And for those that don't know, that's what Karen looks like packing that Smith and Wesson. And I ain't gonna lie, she's surgical with that thing. She will mess somebody up with that 357 and a scope. So,
I think she probably has that kind of accuracy with most anything.
I'm sure she probably got that kind of accuracy with most anything
I
too,
mean,
but
look at how
you
straight
know,
she gets that little sewing needle.
yeah, that's right. But y'all, if Karen shows up with a hog leg strapped to her hip, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna be like, you know what? It's been fun. I'm out.
Like
Peace.
she shows up with a hog leg, I'm breaking out the lighter.
Yeah, well, okay. Let's see. John saying proper temp to test these trees. Yeah, you enjoy that negative 35 below or whatnot you're gonna have this weekend. Uh-oh. Oh, here's a little bit of foreshadowing, folks. Karen saying it first, keep an eye out for some trailhead shenanigans in the near future.
Oh, it took me a second, but I think I got a good idea of what that
I
is.
think I got a good idea what that is too, coming from Karen. But you know what? I am privy to some of the inside information, and let's be honest, folks. John and Karen this year have unveiled the lightest quilts on the planet. My 20-degree set that I've been very comfortable in the low teens, and I'm sure I would be. It's probably about a 10-degree set. Weighs in at 34 ounces, which is 5 ounces heavier than my 0-degree hammock gear under quilt. 5 ounces for the top quilt. They've just unveiled the Poltergeist, which is a 7.2 ounce hammock, fully netted, full adult size hammock. Just about same dimensions as my Banshee in the weight of my cell phone. I mean, how are they doing this magic and this mystery? Well, I for one know that they're sourcing their down from unicorns. They are ethical unicorn fur for the down. I don't know where they're getting the spiders to spin these hammocks. I'm sure it's coming out of Dutchware with the cloud. But when your quilt set, you know what? Yeah. Let's combine a hammock and a quilt and call it 22 ounces. I see that coming. But, you know, it. I can't imagine what they've got up their sleeves and their sewing machines for more shenanigans. But all right, Karen's throwing it out there. There's a little bit of foreshadowing. Here it comes. Ah, Mr. Parrish Outdoors, welcome, sir. Glad to have you in the chat with us. If you guys don't know Andy is another one of the Gear Report camping writers and is currently doing a whole lot of information for Philmont and the Boy Scouts and getting a lot of great content over on the channel, over on the Gear Report page around your Boy Scouts and scouting in Philmont. So if you've got scouts, or if you're looking to go to Philmont, or even if you've got a trip to Philmont planned, please, by all means, check out Andy's articles and some of Jeff's articles. That they are really solidly information.
Since there's two Gear Report writers, reviewers on here, if either one of y'all's got random flashlights laying around that needs to be put to use,
A
I
what?
could use flashlights. I could use
Flashlights. I think Jeff was looking just the other day for.
I filled out the request,
Oh, did you? Okay.
but everybody, all the writers wanted that flashlight, and
Oh, now see, John's talking smack. To clarify on the insulated hammock, that's sub 22 ounces for a 20-degree hammock we're aiming for. Folks, there's most 20-degree underquilts weigh more than 20 ounces. So how are you going to incorporate an adult-sized hammock and an underquilt for less than what most people are making the hammock? John, that's cheating. And next thing you know, we're going to have one of these Dutch wear. We're going to have a Trailheads hammockless hammock. You're going to start having people sleeping in polychrome. I see it. It's a coming. Matter of fact, I just got another idea. So we'll keep on keeping on. Let's see. Blair's getting his underquilt. I'm 20 in 2021 from me. Yep. I'm shipping Blair an underquilt once Blair gets those grades up. Let's see. Jenny's getting her first set of gear real soon. Yep, 2021 is going to be the year we get Jenny out in the woods. I promise. Ooh, that lemonade's a little bit stouter once the trailheads get a hold of it. Yep. Karen's kicking out unicorn fern rainbow farts. You know, something else that's happened amazing this week. And Mike, you weren't privy to this conversation, but I was privy to this conversation. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm just going to say it. A customer of Trailheads asked John to make her quilt set sparkle. And then when we asked her, or John asked her, how much did she want it to sparkle? She said she wanted this quilt to sparkle a lot. So I'm just completely floored by this, that John's made Mike monolight breeches. John and I have filmed
somebody stole my panties.
some quilt shenanigans. I'm sure somebody did. I'm sure they're hanging in somebody's gear room, not mine, as a trophy. I probably should have stole them. No, I didn't. But yeah, somebody probably fiefed them or snuck them. Maybe it's that member of the year, Roger, who just during this show announced that his wife's back home. So, Roger, if you're out there, if you catch this on a replay, congratulations. We're glad to see that the missus is back home. Yeah, I don't remember. Oh yeah. So she has stated that she would love to make sure that her quilts sparkle, and did not seem deterred when I sent her pictures of glitter as I was at a craft store getting a picture frame for the gear room and buying her some glitter. So Alex, if you catch us on the flip side, we're getting your package together nice and tight. And it might have some propulsion behind it when it goes poof. But let's see, got any big trips you're looking for in 2021?
I told you what I was looking forward to.
I I got somebody trying to derail me, and I'm not going to let them derail me on this.
John, stop.
No, I'm not going to let anybody derail me on this one. They need to
Stop.
keep that. They need to keep those thoughts to themselves. I'm gonna go back to my spiked lemonade.
Now, would that be trail aid?
Oh, this is Trailhead because whoo, because it tastes like lemonade that's already spiked. Because
Well, it's already spiked lemonade.
yeah, it's already 40 proof on the Sugarlands lemonade, and then you add in what's left of the Trailheads. John, see, I'm getting low, brother. You add in the 140 proof on the Trailheads, and it becomes a very spiked lemonade. Let's see. Maybe it's filled with helium balloons. No, Andy, we determined that helium's a little too heavy. And we did the weight studies, and it just doesn't hold up real well to briars and pileated woodpeckers and other flying critters. Well, John just said come get it, so I guess he's got my refill in. Yep, Andy, we've had that discussion. Yep.
Karen, be warned, Pickle's on his way back.
Honey, I need to run to Ohio right quick. Y'all stop it. All right, y'all quit trying to derail me. It's hard enough as it is right now. Let's see. I'm looking forward to a couple big trips. I don't foresee with COVID, I hate to say it, I don't foresee a lot of group hangs this year until the world stops freaking out. Whether it's we all just become so desensitized to the COVID threat that we go back to living a more normal semblance of life, or you know the the governmental overlords decide to say, okay, you can open up. Or now that we've had a political regime change in DC, that everything goes back to being normal. I don't know what the solution is, but I don't foresee a lot of large group campouts until that threat is either removed or completely mitigated.
Karen, I'm
I
glad you said that. I've always wanted to ride in a bank too. Now I know I'm not the only one that's thought about it.
just need to get you a person-sized bank too for quick trips up here. I think Elon Musk is working on something like that.
You know, they say the government's had a high speed like subway train thing underground for years.
Yep,
That's how they're
I've heard about that.
from one part of the country to the other part of the country
Yep,
so quickly.
yep, I've heard about that. Oh,
But the
Jenny's
main thing,
offering 2 weeks of free vacation this year. Well, you just gotta say the word, Jenny. We'll whisk you off to some corner of the woods, someplace, somewhere, somehow. Let's see. Yep, yep. Need a rider, need to sit by the fire pit. I agree, LT. And when you decide to head this way, pick up that little tactical squirrel individual over there and stuff him in the back of your car, back of your truck, and bring him with us. And bring him with you. We like to see him out in the woods. So, I'm supposed to be doing a 10-day trip out west that I don't know yet if that's going to happen. I'm just not real crazy. I'm not a big person that I'm not a big fan of flying. I much rather be on the ground to where I can go at my own pace. I can get out and stretch my legs if I need to. And I just like to road trip. So may do that. John and I are talking about doing a long trip this year. We've thrown everything around from Boundary Waters to a full scenic trip around the Linville Gorge in 4 or 5 days to Shenandoah to the Whites to the Catskills. Heck, we were just talking about the Catskills today. So there's gonna be at least one big trip. I'm sure that I will continue to get out and go camping at least one weekend a month through the year. I've yet to screw up that. I've yet to screw up that. What do you call the word? The running anyway, or the
Tradition.
record. Yeah, I mean, I've had a weekend in the woods every month since 2016. Since March of 2016, I've been in the woods one weekend each and every month, at least. So, LT's hitting a piece of the AT in April. You're more than welcome to join. Might do that. I don't know how long I'd be on there with you. Might just be a weekend. Might be a long weekend.
And LT, depending on what pack you have, most you probably can fit inside of it.
Yep. Mike brings a couple packs that are big as he is, just for his food. Some trips. Let's see. I do have a big weekend plan last weekend of April. It will be mine and Amanda's 10-year anniversary. So if we can find somebody to watch the kid and watch the dogs, I think we're going to sneak away up to Blowing Rock, to the same resort we got married in, stay in the same suite we I wouldn't call it honeymoon, but we stayed in on our wedding night and just kind of do the high maintenance yuppie thing up there and tour some
Freaking
consumable locations
wedding.
and do what?
I said wedding venues and things are so expensive.
Yeah, it wasn't cheap, and we had a swimming pool in the wedding in the bridal suite. So
You know, the place in South Carolina, is something the chapel. It's a
something
hiking.
the chapel.
No, there's a word that I'm missing. I'm forgetting what the name of it is. It's a chapel though. It's a hike like a hiking destination. It's literally a chapel. You've seen Judy used to post pictures of it.
Is the Fred W. Sims Chapel? I think it's the Fred Sims Chapel is what you're talking about.
Oh, that's not it.
No, give me a sec. Give me a sec. Uh,
WNBA owns this piece of land now.
is it this one?
That's it right there.
Yep, that is the Fred W. Sims Chapel. I'm guessing at a YMCA camp,
Yes.
Glassy Mountain Church.
I've never seen the picture of the church. It was just the other view that I've always seen. But anyways, to rent that place for 2 hours, just rent the place, nothing else, no decorations, no nothing. $1,500.
It's not bad.
Huh? I'm not paying $1,500 to look at that for 2 hours.
It's not the time, Mike. It's what happens. It's what happens there, man. you're always gonna have. And knowing you, it would be right here. You would rent it and it'd be in the middle of a rainstorm and a cloud storm, and all you'd see is a completely white background.
I imagine that. You know how mad I'd be. I'd want a refund.
And all your friends would be like, "If it ain't raining, we ain't hanging."
Well, she said if it was raining, we ain't getting married. She says it makes her hair frizzy.
Yeah, Scott. We've talked about doing Shenandoah.
Baby, that was a joke. I won't being serious.
Uh oh. Uh oh. Now, Crystal, don't be throwing things at Mike. He's at least on camera right now. Yeah, I heard that. Ugh. Let's see. We're at the bottom half of the 8:30. Anybody out there? Anybody else got anything big that they're looking forward to in 2021? Any plans? I know Jenny's about to. Jenny just got a daughter driving. Got one in college now. John and Karen dropping the lightest things ever. Blair's going to figure out one way or another that he needs to study. LT's going to try to figure out how to fit Mike in his pack. I don't know what that's all about. Let's see. I'm going to go back to this one just because I think it's cute. I think, Karen, I think we need to figure out how to fit rainbow farts into the unicorn fur. Let's see. I must have missed this one earlier. Let's see. I'll be testing out some new gear at the Great Smokies. Andy, where are you hiking in the Smokies? Out in March.
I'm interested in what Gary's going to be testing out.
Yeah, there's that. I'm interested in tagging along for the hike. What you doing there, man? I could use a trip next month. Let's see. Jenny needs a pattern for trailheads so she can cross stitch it. I can help you out with that. I've got yep. Karen says, "Ooh, she might be able to get that for you." I think Jenny and Karen need to have a long discussion offline because they're both doing these crazy little AB little teeny tiny diamond things.
You missed that as soon as you said something about the diamond things. One or the other one told the other one to contact them.
Yep, yep.
That's
There's
all
been
they're doing,
messages.
man.
Yeah, y'all been passing messages, ain't you? Ain't you? Don't lie. Don't lie. Let's see. We'll go back to.
Let's have the moose.
We get a moose. Oh, there is a moose in there. What's going on, moose? Glad you can make it tonight. John wants to get out on the trail once it gets caught up. And if the community's got anything to say about it, you're going to walk about 20 miles this year off property. So I don't want to hear it. 15 of which you already walked in up and down in Florida. Let's see. We'll go back to my chat. There's that. There it is. So anybody that wants to know what we're talking about with these silly little diamond things, this is one that Karen just finished up for Valentine's Day. That I don't know. It's over halfway down the cut, Matt. That's what, 6 foot long, Karen?
That right there explains a lot how she's able to deal with John. That woman has a lot of patience.
That is a lot of patience. A lot of patience. Oh hell, now I'm getting them from both sides. Jenny's over here messaging me as well. Bring it back up. There's the cross stitch that Jenny's working on. Looks like a schnauzer with some glasses. And then there's Jenny's diamond dot thingies. I know. I think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing. I ain't got
I
time for that.
Kyle looks like he's a little pissed off or a little evil.
What? Oh yeah, that owl's a little. That's a you woke me up with your shenanigans look from that owl. Let's see. Karen took her cross stitch to Thanksgiving. We're completely off the rails, and it went to crafts. I'm sorry, folks. The
That's
the
not the worst place that's ever went off the rails.
it is not the worst place it's ever fallen off the rails. If you want to see the worst places it's fallen off the rails, check out season 1. We've actually done really good tonight in keeping it on the rails to about 8:30 at night. And he's doing a 45-mile loop, 5 days, 4 nights in March. That is very tempting, sir. If you're looking to add somebody else to the trip, hit me up with some details after this. I might be able to swing that depending on your times and dates and whatnot. Let's see. Karen says it's 6 feet long. She is making tarps. Well, yeah, she's making tarps. Have you seen this beautiful thing in the background? This is my beautiful Linville Gorge tarp. It is 12 foot long, 9.5 foot wide, and waterproof. Thank you, John and Karen. Although I will say it's not really been rained on yet, and Dutch was teeing about using water soluble ink on it. So if Dutch has its way, the moment it gets rained on, it's going to turn into a watercolor and then turn white.
Now that would be the shenanigan of all shenanigans.
That would be the shenanigans of all shenanigans. This really expensive, absolutely beautiful tarp turns white when it gets rained on. I would cry. And then I would scream and shout, and then Mike would get one of those 15-minute calls that he currently knows he's going to be getting the moment, and then I would call John and give John the same one, and then I would start crying again.
So when would Dutch get the group phone call? Because I wanted to hear that one.
Oh yeah, that just may be televised through StreamYard because yeah, that's going to be a lot to bear. I would probably have him on the show and then drop that one. Ugh.
But
Let's see.
you know what though? That would serve you justice and serve you right for the way you've done old poor Joe and his quilts.
Yeah, but that's Joe and his quilts. That's not Dutch. That's not Dutch and his gear. That's not John and Karen and their amazing tarps.
I believe you're currently involved in some shenanigans on somebody else's hammock also.
Oh, there. I may or may not have somebody's hammock, and it may or may not be orange. There may or may not be photos coming soon to a Pornhub near you. Um, I am taking donations. I'm taking 2 donations. One set of donations is to keep the pictures off the internet, and the other set of donations is to put the pictures on the internet. So just send me money,
I'm taking a third set, and that's
and
for after they
and
get put on the internet to have them
and
taken back down.
Yeah, and let me know whether you want the pictures of me not on Pornhub, but on the regular hubs of the interwebs with the orange hammock that is going to a certain friend of ours.
I don't know if he's gonna be a friend afterwards.
Oops. Let's see.
Dear friend, when you watch this, just know I had absolutely nothing to do with that. I came in
Oh,
after the
don't
conversation.
even. Sir, you should have learned by now that you, as my friend and partner in crime,
Oh,
are
I'm just
just
guilty
as
by
guilty.
association.
You are completely 100% guilty by association. Completely and totally.
Well, there's my dealings in this current situation. I was asleep or at work whenever it all occurred.
I was asleep. I was at work when it all occurred.
I just opened up my messenger to shut it up.
Yeah, that's right. Uh huh. And hit that like button in the process. Up. Moose is getting a FYI. I wondered if that's what had happened. So the Grayson Highlands hang is normally a winter hang that happens in Grayson Highlands, Virginia, with the wild ponies. Because COVID in Virginia, they've Virginia's not allowing any groups. They are going to move it to the Linville Gorge, February 25th through the 27th. It will be held at Event Camp, which is off of NC 105, also known as Kistler Highway. I promise you, if you're going up there, do not expect Kistler Highway to be a paved road. It is a 1 lane to lane and a half dirt road, technically gravel, more dirt, that runs up the west side. Let's see. It's literally this. So this gray line, this is Kistler, and event camp is over here. So it's off the map from what you're seeing there. But as you're heading north on Kistler Highway, which is from I-40, event camp will be on your left. And it's a good haul up there, or up 105. John then had to add on that Mike would be the one walking around the hammock telling the photographer where the best view was.
I mean, somebody's got to make sure things are done right.
That's right. Let's see. And John and Karen, as soon as the restrictions lift, they will have a hang. I thoroughly doubt that. I don't think John made that glorious, big, huge, massive fire pit and pavilion for one or maybe two hangs. So there will always be gatherings up at trailheads.
Me and Mr. Rocky's got to get up there and do some work.
Let's see. Is the road better to go in from the north or the south on 105? You know, it's kind of a coin toss because there's been times where I would not have traveled that road from the north, south of Wiseman's, and I mean it's about 4 miles from the Parkway, from the Linville Gorge, and whatnot on the Parkway before you get to Wiseman's, and then event camp. I want to say is about another mile south of Wiseman. So you're looking at 5 miles south on 105. And then you're looking every bit of maybe 10, 10, 12, maybe 13 miles north from the south end. Um, Depending on the weather and the snowpack, it very well could be dicey either way. It's I would not recommend attempting to travel it unless you've got some ground clearance and preferably four-wheel drive. In the summertime, yes, I've seen Civics down there. I've seen Lexuses. I've seen Honda Accords. But we're talking the last weekend of February, and it's still the gorge. So, as beautiful as she is, she will spank you if you're not giving her the respect she deserves. Well, folks, my German Shepherd's here to tell me it's about my bedtime. And we'll give everybody a couple minutes if you've got anything that you really want to talk about. There he is. You want to say hi? He's being
Joe.
bashful. He's being bashful. There he is. Hey, buddy. Is it bedtime? So, let's see.
So how long did you spend in your gear room straightening it up the other day?
I started on it. When did I start on it? I started on it every bit of Saturday. Friday or Saturday of last week, and it was Friday, Saturday, and then some Sunday, some Monday, Tuesday, and then I finished it yesterday. So it was about a week of cleaning to truly get it to where I want it. So we'll throw up the thank you for mentioning it. I was saving it for extras. Let's get the 3D view up. So here is my gear room. That's the main draw that everybody wants to see of the gear. You've got my bougie snooty closet with my down jackets, my TV. Yes, this rope is a hammock strap, some ties. Got a completely bare wall. I've got the explosion that is just storage of junk and whatnot, and all the way back around. So we'll close that, go back, and here is the final product. And actually, it's even changed a little bit since then. Got a little bit of Van Morrison. I finally got my closet organized. The gear is organized. Stuffy 3 is there with the reindeer. No moose. It's not a moose. It's a reindeer. The Jenny would know that husky very well. It still has the heart in it from your daughters. For my daughter, my sloth, the gearbox is now much better organized. There's a koala bear from my little brother. There's a beaver because when I get my daughter stuffed animals when she was a baby and a toddler, they were strange stuffed animals.
Hey, back out on them boxes for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You're killing my OCD.
It looks better. A lot of that is the picture, the way the picture took it.
I'm
But
talking about your color arrangement of your gray, blue, and black. You have no
yeah,
kind of like pattern
they're
going on.
diagonal.
Oh, okay.
They're exactly diagonal. I wanted it something a little less than just straight up and down or left and right because I have 6 boxes of each color, and if you go down to the bottom's completely open. Because wouldn't you know it, the tents, and the ground sleeping pads just wouldn't fit real well into boxes. So the bottom is still open, but yeah, there is a method to the madness. And that box is actually down on the bottom that apparently the pictures just didn't take right. So Stuffy now has a prominent location that's actually changed a little bit from here. The Jack Johnson and the Dave Matthews posters have been replaced with a framed poster of the Linville Gorge. And then I've got my pack wall, which has got all my functional backpacks, my two framed pictures from Shug, as well as a framed backyard jam session picture that my fraternity brother and good friend Super Dave painted, and back on around. So that is my gear room, aka where my wife sends me when she's had enough of me and I can't go to the and she won't let me go to the woods because I'm in the doghouse. So let's see, let's catch back up. John says Boudreaux needs another run. No, he does not need another run. Let's see. Jenny said, yes, that is what it looks like. I think one of these days I'm going to drag Jenny out to Short Off Mountain and make her climb Short Off. Thank you, Jenny. Yes, that is way better than what it was. Yeah, Moose, I just happened to see that picture from Kiki. Ah, yes, the cloud material. Yeah, I've tried the cloud. I cannot confirm nor deny if I have any of the cloud at this point because it's not my cloud. I do have a poltergeist on order with John and Karen in the Moroccan blue. And we're going to make it light as possible. I think we're going to hold the fingers crossed. We're going to be at about 6.9 ounces on it at an 10.5 foot by 57-inch hammock. So it's going to be very much so a backpacking hammock. And if it lays anywhere close to my Banshee, it will be a fine, comfy hammock indeed. Let's see. The fabric, it kind of I will echo what others have said. The hand and the feel is very much so like Dutch's Hexon. It's a bit more stretchy than the Hexon, but it's not nearly as stretchy as the Monolight, which was my biggest problem with the Monolight and the Wraith hammock from Trailheads is that it's so stretchy. You got to hang it every bit of a foot higher than what you normally hang it. The Poltergeist, yes, you'll be hanging it higher as well, but I wouldn't say you have to go a full foot. Comfortable enough, you're not going to notice any sort of a calf ridge in it because of the give of the fabric. The biggest surprise that you're going to have is twofold. Number one, you're going to know exactly where your underquilt is and is not. And number two, you will be shocked and amazed at how quickly your quilts will heat up when you get in it. So, yeah, John said, give him a shout. If I need to, I'll get you his information. He's got 10 nights in his, so I think John, Dutch, and Alex have probably the most nights of anybody in the cloud, and at this point can give the the best opinions of it. My only drawback with John and his sleeping in the cloud is admittedly he does not move when he sleeps, and I can attest to that because
You're a pervert. You was watching him sleep.
oh, Mike, that's so cute. It was so much closer than just watching him sleep. Here's my rig in the Banshee. Here's John's rig in the Poltergeist. We're both under my new tarp. That is a really bad picture because there was some alcohol consumed and it came out fuzzy. There's a
So,
little bit better
so it matched
picture.
your vision.
Huh?
So it matched your vision.
Yes. Yes, it was clear when I took it, I swear. And that's probably the best picture, but you really can't see John's hammock in there. But we're running both off the same head tree and two different foot trees. So,
Question is why?
for the same reason that you and I hung off the same trees. Actually, John and I had a better reason than you and I had. You and I just did it for an entire weekend because we wanted to.
At least
John
we
and
had
I
our
did.
own tarps, though.
John and I did it one night because we were too lazy to put the other tarp up to just set it up to literally because this was after we'd been fishing all day. We came back to the site, wanted to set up, pass out, and then had the 8.5 hour drive the next morning. And I remember the next morning opening my eyes, seeing Dutch and Alex pull out in the campulance at about 5:30. And John's right. It was late. We'd been drinking and we had an early rollout. We were out of there by 5:30, 5:45 and on the road. I
And
think we had
you watched Dutch and Alex pull out.
yeah. I watched Dutch pull out of Alex. You heard it here, folks. You now know who the pitcher and the catcher is in that relationship.
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense being who's the owner and who's the.
Yeah, but Dutch is, he's been around a time or two.
Cheeseburgers.
Cheeseburgers. Yes, yes, cheeseburgers. So, all right, it is that's a good awkward moment, pause, silence type thing to end this on. We're right at 9 o'clock, folks. I appreciate you hanging out with Mike and I for another edition of Hanging with Pickle to kick off season 2.
You get to check the right on Trek meals out.
Yep. Please check out Right on Trek. Use code. Hang on. Welcome to meals for 50% off your first order. And also, as always, take care of your friends, take care of each other. If somebody crosses your mind, there's a reason they've crossed your mind. So please check in on them and check with them. It may be nothing to you, but it may make their day or mean a whole lot more than that. So until next week, I'm Pickle, and that's Mike,
Stay
and
sharp.
we'll catch you on the flip side.